What are myths about IRAs and 401ks and what you should know? Hi, I'm Doug Ray, president and founder of the Wealth Guardians and the Ray Financial Group.
And I'm Brice Payne, and you've been with The Vault, the Wealth Guardians video series on all things pertaining to retirement planning. In this episode, we're going to talk about the 6 most common myths about 401ks and IRAs. I'll bring your attention to those like and subscribe buttons down there, as I do every week. Underneath the screen there, that's going to help you catch all future episodes of The Vault with Doug, Garrett, and myself. I also want to point out, if you want more information on the Wealth Guardians and who we are and what we do and what our licenses have us specializing in, or if you just want to know how you can reach out to us, that's our website at thewealthguardians.com. All right, let's go ahead and get to this one. Doug, this is a list that you put together, myths about IRAs and 401ks. And the first one we've got here is, I'm too young to start investing for retirement.
Yeah, I don't understand why that is a myth. But it's one of the most prevalent myths out there. But common sense would tell you the quicker you start saving for retirement, the more money you're going to have over time. Just to think about the compounding effects of years and years of saving in some investment. Now, it's never too early to start investing.
As Einstein said, compounding interest is the 8th great wonder of the world. And if you start sooner, then all the more compounding interest you've got years and years later working for you.
Amen.
All right, so that's myth number 1, Doug. Myth number 2 that you pointed out is, I can't contribute to an IRA if I have a 401k.
Now, I could kind of see why some people would get this misconstrued, but that's absolutely a myth. Right. You certainly can contribute to an IRA if you have a 401k and are contributing to it as well. You could even contribute to a Roth IRA if you're contributing to a 401k. However, keep in mind there are some income limitations to your ability to contribute to the IRA or the Roth IRA.
That's right. And I'll even do you one better on that, Doug. If you have a simple IRA, a lot of people think that you can't contribute to a traditional IRA. You can contribute to both. Again, there's some income limitations there, but one does not prohibit you from contributing to the other.
That's exactly right.
Okay. And myth number 3 that you put here is, I'm too old to open an IRA or 401k.
Yeah, you're never too old to do these kinds of things. Saving is always something that you should do. Yes, you don't have that length of time for that compounding effect, but as long as you're working and you have earned income, you certainly can contribute to an IRA. In fact, if you're working and you have a 401k, you can even contribute to that after your required minimum distribution.
Yes. There you go. All right. Number 4 here, you said, Doug, 401k and IRA returns are guaranteed.
That depends.
That depends, okay?
Now, if you've got it in a bank CD or something like that, that rate of return is guaranteed for that length of time. But, you can invest your IRA into a smorgasbord of investments, most of which are not guaranteed return.
Right.
You're going to take some risk for some potentially higher returns.
Right.
But they're not guaranteed.
Right. And this is a common one that I see, Doug, where people need to understand the difference between the registration of the account and the investment that's actually in the account. I get no shortage of people who will say, Brice, well, how good are our IRAs doing these days? Or what's doing better, an IRA or Roth? So you have to think of the registration of the account, 401k, IRA, Roth, what have you. And then there are the investments that go inside of them. Most anything that you can invest inside an IRA, you can invest as well inside a Roth. There are good investments, there are sensible investments, there are secure investments, and there are just flat out nonsensical investments. And you can invest in those in either one of those. Okay, great. So that was number 5. That was number 4. So let's move on to 5. I can only invest in stocks within a 401k or an IRA.
No, as we said a moment ago, in an IRA, you can invest in a smorgasbord of different investments. 401ks, however, are somewhat limited to what your company allows you to invest in. Typically, it's a dozen to 24 mutual funds.
Right.
But back to the IRA, yes, you can invest in precious metals, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, REITs, ETFs. You could even invest in Bitcoin. And you can trade options contracts.
How about that?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's a lot of alternative investments there that you have access to in those IRAs. And the number 6 that you put down here, Doug, is I can't touch my money until I retire. Boy, now that's a common.
Yeah, it is, and I don't understand why, but you certainly can touch your money. Now, keep in mind, in an IRA, if you take money out of it before you're 59 and a half, you are going to pay not only taxes, but the 10% early distribution penalty. 401ks are a little bit different. You can certainly take a loan against a 401k. And also, if you're 55 and you change employment, you can touch your 401k if you're 55 and old. So that's, you can touch your money before retirement.
There you go. Okay. And I'm going to throw out a bonus one here, Doug. That was your 6. I would say bonus one is if my spouse is not working, they can't contribute to an IRA. Well, that's technically true. They can't, but there is nothing stopping a spouse from contributing to their spouse's IRA as long as there is some income from one or the other in the household. So if the spouse is doing all of the earning and they're maxing out their IRA, well, they can contribute to their wife's IRA as well, even though the wife is not working at that current year.
Absolutely correct.
So bonus myth for you there. All right. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of The Vault. Again, I'll bring your attention to those like and subscribe buttons there. They're very convenient if you want to catch future episodes with Doug, Garrett, and myself. And I'll also bring your attention to our website, thewealthguardians.com, if you want to get more information on who the Wealth Guardians are, what we specialize in, and what our licenses are, thewealthguardians.com. At any rate, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of The Vault. I'm Brice Payne.
I'm Doug Ray.
And this has been The Vault.